Hi crafters, this is Tracy from We Craft at Home, and today we're going to build a sign. We'll make it and do some stamping, but we're going to do the main building here now in this. So don't forget, if you don't like doing this, I always save the files, put them on my site for you to download. So let's get started. First of all, we need a couple of shapes. It's probably staring right at me. There it is. So that's the main one. And then I kind of like this one to go underneath. I know it's a bit strange, but I kind of liked it. Because what we're going to do with that is turn it 90 degrees. And have it underneath. But this one, we want it to be I think 6 by 6, with this one just coming in. What's that one say? No, 4. Does that make it about right there? Let me just check on using the grid. Yeah, that's 4 inches. So that means that it's centralize it and make sure that it's yeah. So that means it just hangs off there. And what we're going to do, we're going to put some string behind so that it attaches nicely together. Now you can see these, they're actually a font. I think it's called Christmas Tree. It'll come up in a minute. That's not the one, I want the other one first. There we go, it's called Christmas Tree. I'd go to a lot of font sites, so I can't tell you exactly, but the first one I would try is 1001 fonts, or de font. So we're going to do the letters for that first. You have to have it on caps lock to get the bauble with it. So, and for every word you have to start a new text line. For some reason you can't press enter and go to the next line on this. I debated whether to do love or family, but I think love is better in the long run. So we're going to fit these onto here. I'm just going to add that so we can centralize it. And then all we need to do, I think this one can go up a little bit. Because it's centralized, I'm just going to use my arrows. Because we have to fit the word and there. And I might make them a bit bigger. I'm just going to move in closer. Because I just wanted to check the lines. Now they look very thick, but there actually is, you can see that tiny gap there, there are 2 lines there. So they're going to cut the outline of the bauble out. So I think, personally, I'm going to change that to a draw and draw it on. Let's come out. If you want to change it so that you get the middle of the bauble, then if you go in the nodes and take out the middle line, then it will cut the whole bauble out. But it's just the outline, because it's drawing, isn't it? So I think I'm going to keep that as a drawing. Okay, so I'm just going to group all the letters because I want to make them a bit bigger. So Shift and then choose all the letters. Let's see. There, that's a bit better, isn't it? Do you think? Yeah, I think I'm happier with that. And then what we're going to do, we're going to divide each of the letters. And then move the letters out. Because we're going to cut them. Shift and hold the letter. And then it will take them all out. So before we go any further, what I'm going to do, I want to send that to the back because it's in my way. And I am going to just, I'll tell you what I'll do, I'll move it out the way. I think that'll be easier. And then what we're going to do is change all them to draw. And then that can go back. So we've got the main piece of that. We've got them letters, and now we want the letters for here and the and. So this font is called Christmas Wish. I'm going to do the time underneath. I think that would look better. Actually, just Christmas, maybe. I like just Christmas. So we want at, and then the and that's going up here. Now, although it looks like a single line font, it is actually not. So what we need to do first is weld it so that the letters are together. If I put it close together, I'll show you. If I zoom in out rather. See, the letters are very close together. But they are separate. You can't really see very well because they're that close together. If we weld, maybe you can see some bits that change. See, there was a big white bit there that's gone. Did I weld that one? I can't remember. There we go. Do you see the difference there? So that's welded now. We can come back out. The and we want there. And I'm going to do it a little bit bigger as well. Actually, I'll center all that afterwards. Christmas. You can put another saying if you want. Like, it doesn't have to say the same thing. So if we have at, and then we do Christmas a little bit bigger, like that. So let's get it all. Oh, hold on. Yeah. What we need to do is group these. Okay, I'm going to have to move this out of the way again, because these are quite hard to grab hold of. So we need to group each layer or line. Because otherwise when we go to centre it, they'll all go into the middle. We don't want that. Okay, so now we're going to grab it all and we're going to centre it all. And then I'm just going to move it all over a little bit because I took it outside the red line. Okay, so that's all now in line. I'm just going to move that Christmas down a bit. I didn't realise it attached to the app. So now what I want to do, you see this sort of scalloped method, and that is by duplicating 2 of these. Okay, so that's the top one. We're going to line them up. Just going to make sure they're centralized. Okay, and subtract. And what you get left with is the little scallop. So if we put, just make sure that's okay, and then we'll duplicate. And you see another one will go on there as well. But what we're going to do is cut them out separately, because I'm going to cut them out maybe in the velvet I have. Same as the holly. Now the holly is just to, you don't have to do this bit because we are going to be stamping. But the holly is just to decorate the corners, 2 of the corners. I think we only need 2. Right, so we've got them as well. And then we're going to do a lot of stamping when we're over at the craft table. Okay, so I think I've covered everything on here. And I will see you over at the craft table. What we want, actually, sorry. Just, we need, maybe, if you cut it out in construction card, just this on its own without the writing, then you can do that maybe 3 or 4 times just to stiffen it up so it's like a proper plaque, same as this one, and then do one in paper that we can print on. I think there we go. That I want to change to draw as well, because I do want to draw these. So again, a bit of paper that can go on top that we can stamp on after the words have been put on by the machine. So that's your whole thing, and I will see you over at the craft table. Okay, so I'm over at the craft table. I've already stuck my construction board together, and I've done 3 of each plus the card. I decided to foil. I started foiling and I thought I'll do it with you just so you can see how to do it. Now I wanted to show you
if you can see the 4 of them, you can see there's a little mistake here, and that is because I didn't wait for the glue to completely dry. Impatience. The rest of them were completely dry, just not this little bit here. So be patient and wait. Like that. See, I've only got a few dots left, so we're just going to wait for that to dry. And then I've got At Christmas here, and there's still a tiny couple of dots, but that's what I had with my mistake. So honestly, it pays to be patient. Now the At Christmas I'm going to do in green, and the baubles and this and I'm going to do in gold, I decided. And then we're just going to stamp a couple of things round just to give it a little bit of oomph. I'm just waiting a little bit. It's hard to be patient. Okay, this one looks ready. So once it's completely dried, all you have to do okay, let's see, there's a tiny bit there, but I'm going to test it. All you do is smooth it on, and then I use the end of my pokey tool, or scissor butt, sometimes I've used, you know, the handle end of the scissors, but this is a bit easier. Just go round and round. Just making sure you're getting in everywhere so you don't miss anything. There we go. Yeah, you see where I said there's a little bit of glue? It's happened again. Me and my impatience. So let's see if I can just go over it again, and it might. It's a bit better. So that's what you do anyway. Now what I want to do is string these together at the back. So we're going to use a hot glue gun for that. I'm just plugging it in now. I think it's a lot easier to use hot glue with stringing instead of trying to hold it in place and it doesn't want to stick. So, and then I'm going to cover the back. So decide how far apart you want them. Right, I'm going to use the lines on my glass board just to line it up a bit better. I do want it quite far apart. Okay, there we go. So I want these bits out a bit and then going in at the top. Oh, so once we stick that down with hot glue, I'm then going to put something else over the top. Maybe the red card that we're using, but blank. We can stamp a little bit on it as well if you wanted to. If you're not okay with a hot glue gun, you can always use the high-tack tape and just go over it. I'm wasting glue so badly. Okay, there we go. So now that's stuck down. I think I probably normally would have done the sign a bit bigger, to be honest. Let's just undo that. I'm just going to get the glue gun out of the way, guys, sorry. So, let's see, that looks, that's it. Oh no, there's still a little bit, so we're going to wait a little bit longer for that. And I've got glue gun all over me. So we're going to set that away now to dry, and I want to do a little bit of stamping. So I'll just clear up a little bit and I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. I've got the stuff I need. I have foiled the rest of that. And now I'm going to do a little bit of stamping, and all I just want to do is put some detail going around the outside, coming off the page. It's my favourite way of stamping, and it's a good place to start if you're not sure what you're doing. I'll start with the green. So I'm going to use green on this one because it's got gold, and I'm going to use gold on this one because it's got green, and hopefully it's going to work nicely. So remember how to do your stamping. Pad to the stamp. I'm not going to worry about going over the baubles. I think, actually, do you know what, I'm going to have a little bit here. I'm not, it looks like I'm pushing, but I'm not. If you push, you're going to squash the lines, and that's when you get like a blurry image. See, so I'm just, as I go around, I'm turning it all different ways, and putting it on some more, some less, just to make it different. I don't like it being too like straight and formulated. I like a bit of I don't know what you call it really. Right, we're just going to have a tiny little bit there, I think. And then maybe, if I use, it's called second generation stamping. Yeah, I like that. Okay, I'll just keep going round, and that's all you're doing is just, and you know, bringing it in from a different angle all the time, just so it looks all different. It's like, for instance, if I show you, if you do it along the bottom like this, then it's a totally different angle, isn't it? So I'll just do this corner. And we've got that corner left. There we go. So it's just like, there we go. Just gives it a bit of detail of stamping around the edge. So this one's next. I'll just clean the stamp because now I'm going to use gold, but we're going to do the same thing. Because that side's wet, I'm going to use this side. Okay, so it's still the same method, except we're doing it in gold now. See, the gold will show up once it dries a little bit. I wonder if just that bit like that there. There we go, that's what I wanted. Okay, nearly done. So I'm hoping you can kind of see that. There we go. Because that AS of the Christmas is not very clear, so I'm just gonna, there we go, wipe away. That's a bit better. Okay, so the next thing I wanted to do, I did cut all the letters out and I cut it in craft board, but it was almost impossible. They were so far apart. So I'm going to actually try and use texture paste, texture paste, and just do it separately one by one. So I will show you the start of it. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll get going and then I'll come when I've got to do the last bit to show you the last couple of letters so that you can see. Okay, bye for now. Okay, so I'm back. I've had a bit of bother. The letters, I had to end up just going back in, doing a different font, cutting them out, and I cut them out from several layers of construction board, and then I've covered them in gilding wax, gold gilding wax. So I'm just checking they was alright. I don't want to particularly stick them down straight away. I want to stick this down first, then stick that down. So I'm going back to my tub because it's the easiest thing for sticking down. Okay. So that's the main part stuck. There. Okay. And then I just thought, I got some bits of holly. I've got this kind of velvet paper. I don't know if you can, trying to bring it in really close. Velvet paper that's it's kind of paper bagged velvet, but it's lovely for a bit of texture on something. So I just thought I could use them in the corners. So I'm going to do that and then just stick everything on. Yeah. So I've put them in all the corners like that. And then on this one, like I said, I started off with red, but obviously I wasn't doing a red board originally. So I think two's enough actually. I've done 3, but I think two's enough. We'll just do that, just as a added. And then what I'm going to do is get the gilding wax. and go round all the edges. I just take it out the lid and just bring it, oh, didn't mean to bring it in that much. Just bring it in on all the edges. Just so it's got a nice light gilded edge all the way round. I'll show you on this one actually. You can see it, probably see it a bit better on this one. So all I'm doing, I've got it on my finger and I'm just bringing it in. And then I'm going to go around the whole outside with it as well. So you can see it will all have that. And that is it. So put the letters on, do the gilding, and then put your little extra on that you want, and there's your little sign. Now if you want to do it bigger, obviously you can. Just remember that this length is the same as this length, so that it matches like that and comes underneath and looks, you know, it's got to be in the middle. So I'm just doing the finishing touches. So what I'm doing is patting it along and then giving it a little rub. Okay. So we can just get a bit on here. Now it's just the holly. Okay, I appear to have lost a couple. I will do that right. So that's there you go. Most of it finished, and then I've obviously just got to cover the back. And what I would do is use the same stamp as I used to give it a nice design. And that's it. Ready to go up. Just if you want to do it bigger, make sure you resize. Okay, thank you for watching. Bye for now.